Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to our Best of 2022 Best Album of the Year countdown, Top Albums of the Year countdown. 31 days of December. I'm going to give you my 31 favorite albums of the year here in 2022. So I'm counting down my top 31. You will see on our website at seatranquility.org, you will see my complete list, which is going to be quite lengthy this year. I'm easily going to do a top 50, might even do a top 75. I thought this was a pretty good year in music. A lot of good releases came out this year. Really tough to rank these. I found like the last couple of days trying to figure out the order and everything like that, because this is the first time I'm doing like a top 31 countdown before, December. I had to pretty much put this together before December even started. And we've had some late entrants into the the release schedule this year, so it's made it kind of tough. And then there was an album that I loved all year long that for whatever reason I totally forgot to put on my list, and I just realized it this morning, so I had to kind of reconfigure that. It's like, and again, exactly where they lie on the list is difficult, right? Because we've only had, with a lot of these, we've only had a short time with them. So it's always tough to put together these lists. And usually I always say, well, it's, really my top 10 are the ones that are like really, really my favorites out of all of them. And the rest of them I all really like a lot, but I just kind of drop in some kind of order. I really tried to think hard about it this year and look at like how much I wound up listening to them during the course of the year and how I rated them when I reviewed them and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of really great albums that aren't going to quite make the top 31, and it just goes to show you what a strong year it was for me anyway. So, but they'll be in my bigger list. So if you don't hear some of the ones that I've talked highly about on the channel or on the website during the year, they're going to be on my overall list. They maybe just didn't make the top 31. And so it's tough. This is tough, but I think the 31 that I put together at the top of my list, I think make up my favorites for the year. So this particular one that comes in at number 31 is the first album from this band in like 13 years. And it follows up the incident from 2009. It is Closure Continuation, the big return from Porcupine Tree. Okay, of course, you got Steven Wilson and company putting together a very, very enjoyable platter of music that, sounds like Porcupine Tree. I thought this was very enjoyable. Steven Wilson, vocals, guitars, bass, and piano. Richard Barbieri on keyboards, synthesizers, and things. Gavin Harrison, drums, percussion, and whatnot. Got a couple of other guests here and there, but, no regular bass player. Colin's not around this time, so Steven played the bass on the album. We'll see. I'm not quite sure who they're using on tour right now, but many of you might have seen them on tour. But really, really solid record. I expected to like this, I think, a little more than I have, but it is really strong. There are a number of really, really standout tracks on here that I think, Rat's Return is terrific. Harridan is really good. Walk the Plank, Herd Calling. I mean, it's a very, very solid Porcupine Tree album. Is it like, the best thing they've ever done? No, I don't think so. But this band has a very, very strong catalog, and I think it sits in there nicely among, maybe the upper echelon of their releases, right? Or at least somewhere in the middle of the pack. Will they do another one? I don't know. My guess is Closure Continuation might kind of close the door after they get done with the tour. My guess is it'll close the door on this band for another lengthy period of time. I think Steven now has it in his mind that he will revisit Porcupine Tree when he feels the need to, but his priorities are still going to be his solo career, which he's already announced yesterday, the day before, that he's got another solo album already planned or in the works. That's going to be very, very adventurous, and to look forward to that. So it's interesting how he kind of brought that up before, like the Porcupine Tree tour, I think, even finished, right? Or maybe it just finished. I'm not quite sure. But I don't know. There have been a lot of talk and questions from the fans. When is Porcupine Tree coming back? Is Porcupine Tree ever coming back? So now that he's done it, I think he's like, all right, we did that. Let's go back to what I normally do, right? So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I definitely think, this is going to show up pretty highly for a lot of people who are putting together, especially prog fans who are putting together their best of 2022 lists. I knew it was going to be in mine somewhere. I just wasn't sure quite where. But it's going to be at number 31. So, yeah, Porcupine Tree. The latest. Closure continuation. All right. So let us know what you think of this album in the comments below, as well as your pick for day 31, your album number 31, as we count our way to our favorite album of the year. And a lot of people were commenting yesterday on the final episode of the female fronted bands when we were kind of talking about getting ready for this, and there were people like, well, but what if we haven't heard 31 brand new albums this year? What can we put, like, albums that were new to us, even if they're older albums? Hey, do whatever you want. If you haven't bought 31 new records this year that were released this year, I mean, obviously you can't pick 31, right? So do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, I'm only doing new releases. That's kind of how we do it every year. So, but if you haven't heard 31 brand new albums, but you bought 50 albums this year, well, you know what? Let us know what your favorite ones that you bought are. I guess that's the only way you can play along. So thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. So obviously today is the first episode of this series, so the video is a little bit longer. My guess is each day they're going to be roughly about 3-4 minutes tops. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not doing full reviews of these albums again because we've already done that. So if you see any of these picks during the month and you want to know a little bit more about them, just do a little search here on the channel. I've done reviews on every single one of them, and there should be full reviews on the website as well. So there's plenty of ways to find out more information about these. These are just basically me going to be listing my picks, giving a little bit of info, and that's it. No full reviews this month of these because we've already done that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit that like button before you leave, and if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And if you'd love to make a channel donation, which is always greatly appreciated, the link below is to our Ko-Fi page in the video description, as well as the link to our merch page. We have lots of really cool Sea Tranquility gear, so go check that out as well. And till tomorrow for pick number 30, my 30 favorite, my number 30 on my favorite list, however you want to say it. We'll come at you tomorrow. And stay tuned. Tonight we've got the Monsters Den coming up tonight. We're going to be ranking the Conjuring films, right? There's a whole bunch of films in that franchise, some all kind of somewhat related, and so we'll be doing that tonight, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. So till then, I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. See you later on. Bye-bye.